Good morning, students. I myself, Divakar Pandey from Kuntinagar Modern English School, Nevada. Welcome to you in your e-learning class. Today, I am going to provide you my second video lecture of lesson 8 in history. And the topic is Ashoka, the emperor who gave up Bharat. As I have discussed you in my previous video that Ashoka belonged to which dynasty? It was the Maurya dynasty. And I have also discussed you that Chandragupta Maurya, who founded this dynasty, was the grandfather of Ashoka and he was the son of Bindusar. It means Bindusar was the son of Chandragupta Maurya and Ashoka was the grandson of Chandragupta Maurya. And it means Ashoka was the son of Bindusar. I have also discussed you about those important capital city which belong to Maurya dynasty. And now I am going to discuss you about the people in that time who belong to Maurya dynasty. Which type of life they had. So now we come to know in other areas there were villages of farmers. It means when we study the Maurya dynasty we find there were many villages and these villages belong to farmers. It means these villages were of farmers and herders. In some areas such as central India there were forests where people gathered forest product and hunted animals. Why? For their livelihood. It means for their food. People in different parts of this empire spoke different language. Now come to know about language. Which type of language they used to speak? Yes, they used to speak Magthi and different language. They probably ate different kinds of food and they used to write different kinds of, it means they used to wear different kinds of clothes. Now we come to know about how are empires different from kingdoms. Yes, emperors need more resources than kings. No, now when we study and we comparison between emperors and kings, we find emperors need more resources than kings. Why? You know, because empires are larger than kingdom and need to be protected by big armies. So kingdom, it means king has king had very small armies, but emperors need more armies. It means big armies. So also they need a larger number of officials to collect taxes. So these are the differences between emperors and kings. Now we come to know about ruling the empire. Yes, as the empire was so large, different parts were ruled differently. How? The area around Patliputra was under the direct control of the emperor. So which capital city was direct under control of the emperor? Patliputra. Yes. This meant that officials were appointed to collect taxes from farmers, herders, craftspersons, and traders. So who were appointed to collect taxes from farmers, herders, craftspersons, and traders? These were officials. These officials used to live in village and it means they used to live in ruling areas and these people It means farmers, herders, and craft persons used to live in villages and towns also. Officials also punished those who disobeyed the ruler's order. It means those people who did not follow the rule system or ruling system or any order of the empire. These officials used to punish them. Many of these officials were given salaries. It means these officials were given salaries. Messengers went to and fro, and spies kept a watch on the officials. So who kept a watch on officials? Messengers who went to and fro. It means they find out the fault of officials. To like this, these messengers went to and fro, and spies kept a watch on the officials. And of course, the emperor supervised them all. How? With the help of members of the royal family and senior ministers. So like this, these were the ruling system under Maurya Empire. Now we come to the next point. There were other areas or provinces. Each of these was ruled from a provincial capital such as Takshila or Ujjain in that time were provincial capital of Mauryan Empire. Although there was some amount of control from Patliputra, and royal princes were often sent as governors. Local customs and rules were probably followed. It means the ruling system were based on local custom and rules. So now, like this, these were the system of ruling in Mauryan Empire, and now we come to know about next thing. So besides, when we study these, besides there were vast areas between those centers. Here the Mauryans, it means the Mauryas tried to control roads and rivers which were important for transport. So what were important for transport? Road and rivers. And they also used to collect whatever resources were available as tax and tribute. For example, the Arthashastra tells us that the northwest was important for blankets and South India was very important in that time for its gold and precious stones. Which part of India was important for its gold and precious stones? South India. And which part of India was famous for blanket? Northwestern part of India. So like this, we can say it is possible that these resources were collected as tribute. Now we come to know what is tribute. Yes, tribute is unlike taxes. It means unlike taxes which were collected on a regular basis, it is called tribute. So like this tribute was collected as and when it was possible from people who gave a variety of things more and less willingly. So this process of giving tax was called tribute. Now we come to know about other things. There were also forested regions in Mauryan dynasty. People living in these areas were more or less independent, but may have been expected to provide elephants, timber, honey, and wax to Mauryan officials. So these were also the important part of tribute. Now, in other video, I will discuss about other things. Thank you. Have a nice day.